everybody. My name's Nick Warnamundi. I'm the best man of the evening. Casey asked me to be his best man. Let me tell you a little bit about myself in general. I've been Casey's best friend for about the last 7 years. 7+ years. Golden years is what I like to call them. I was here right when Casey got out of the service. He had nothing to do and a shitload of money, and it was awesome. For about 4.5 months, we had an absolute blast. That's what it was. So Casey and I are out 2, 3, 4 times a week, just hanging out, you know, at local establishments around the area. I'm pretty sure my name's Nick, by the way. Anyway, so me and Casey, we're hanging out, we're going to bars, we're having a good time, and, you know, Casey, I would always be directing him towards these certain women. I'd be directing him, you know, to, hey, we all need to, you need to focus your attention on her. Like, let's get some attention on that chick over there, you know. And Casey was like, yeah, you know, and, you know, he's like, okay, you know, I'll go over and talk. And midway through the conversation, he'd wind up talking about how he's building some Death Star out of Legos. And then after that, there wasn't a whole lot. When you grow up with 6 brothers and a father, there's not a whole lot of opportunity for you to learn how to talk to a female, right? There's really not. So then, a couple of years into me and Casey hanging out, he winds up going, and he winds up running into a girl named Kayla Young. He winds up running into her, and he told me, he said, you know, Nick, I met this great girl last night. She's awesome. You know, we really hit it off. I said, that's awesome, Case. I said, where'd you meet her? Where'd you guys go? You guys were out, hanging out. He said, well, I met her at Hooters. And I said, well, of course, that's where every good love story begins, is at a Hooters. It really, really does. And then later down the road, and I'm talking years down the road, Casey came up to me one time and he said, Nick, you know, if I were to tell you when we started hanging out that I would find my true love at a Hooters, what do you think you'd say? And I was like, yeah. More than likely. That's not, you know, it was right along the path I had you at. You know? So, Kayla comes into this, what I would like to affectionately know as a shit show of a situation. And it's me and my friends, and we meet her the first night. And Casey, you brought her out with us that first night, and she said, you know, he was like, I don't want to have it be too much for her. I don't want to throw her in the deep end and have her hang out with my family right away. That's pretty intense. And so he picked me up, and he picked up my wife, and we show up there. And I leaned over to Christina, because Casey goes, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her out of her apartment, and we're going to come down. She's up there. I'm going to get her. She's getting ready and stuff. And at this point, I hadn't seen her. I had no idea what to expect. And me and Christina are down in the car, and we're hanging out, and, you know, the engine's off, and the windows are down a little bit, and I just leaned over to Christina, and I said, you know, if she's ugly, you just roll with it. I said, just roll with it. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just roll, okay? And she was like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. And then Kayla walks out, like several feet behind Casey at the time. And I was like, well, that girl's pretty cute. She's probably behind her or something. And then nobody else came out. And then it was Kayla, you know, and it was great. And she came down, and we hit it off right away, hung out. And then she hangs out with us for that night. She's having a blast. She winds up going and meeting the brothers for the first time, you know. I don't know. I mean, everyone's family here, right? Everyone knows. Nobody has any, you know, overlying, you know, anything about their family. You know, Big Billy, we call him Undertaker. I call him Bag Lady with the hair. He's good. He's serious about life. He's got something going. Cal, what's from the earth is of the greatest worth. He said that to me like 3 times in the last week. I about slapped him every single time. I've got no qualms, but I about smacked him every single time. He said that. What's of the earth is the greatest worth. He said that just like that. And then we got little Matt, who's just like the epitome of, I don't know where in that Evian pool of existence that you guys crossed over, you know, but he hit the perfect box where it's just, you know, serenity and calm and everything. That's Maddie. That's little Maddie. He keeps everybody together. He keeps everyone together. He has a great time when he's doing that. He's just so cool all the time. And then, you know, and then we got Danny over in the corner. And Danny, I swear to God, I say this without any jokes at all. I have spent more time with Danny Sullivan in the last year and a half than I have spent with my own wife. And that's legitimate. That's not a joke because him and I work together. We got a job, same joint. Somebody was there before, helped the other guy out. Got him in there, you know, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. So Danny's in there, my closest friend, behind Casey. And oddly enough, the proven factor that 1 in 7 males turn out to be gay. All right? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally, utterly kidding. But that's seriously, I didn't do the math on that. Somebody else did. So you're gonna have to. It is what it is, right? Live and let live, right, Des Moines? There you go. And then we got Brother Tim who came into the picture. Brother Tim, the only guy in the world who's gotten on his feet off the couch and yelled at the television and legitimately expected an answer from the television. It's like, Zone D when it's 4-1, what the... Answer me! That's what people in that building hear on a daily basis. People that are running by. People cross the street before they get to that thing. They honest to God do. And then Ryan, as we call him, Big Poppy, as they know him. Polly Sorvino, James Gandolfini, everyone wrapped up into one. And he has shown all of his brothers through example that having 3 kids is it's pretty intense, okay? So you aren't leading anyone to that life. You did a great job. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
I love you, Nick.
And then Casey, you know, Casey came out of this with Kayla, a girl who is so unbelievably accepting, so unbelievably carefree about who she hangs out with and the people that are around her and what certain people do and what certain people say. I mean, just ambivalent to everything that's going on. She loves it. She loves it, and she loves this family, and she fits in like a glove. She really, really does. And Casey, beforehand, you weren't the same guy without this girl. You really, really weren't. She was an absolute sunlight in your darkness, buddy. She came in, she picked you up. You're a better guy because she's in your life. And she's, you know, and I'm better for knowing her and knowing you. I really, really am. You guys are our best friends. You really, really are. And Kayla, I'll tell you. And folks, I've spent many a time just in a straight drive down to the farm, something like, you know, just me and Kayla one-on-one. I'm going to tell you honestly, with no reservations, that if I had 1 hour to live, I would prefer to have you tell me one of your stories. I really would. And the only reason why I say that is because it would seem like a fucking eternity. Okay? Everybody raise your glass to the bride and groom. Thank God. Thank God, everybody. Here we go. Cheers.